All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Let's start with the basics. How do I look? How do I sound? Again, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I know I got to cut these last minute live stream bullshit out, but I was really tired today and I didn't think I was going to do one. I said, fuck it, why not? So, that's not, it's not bad. Good, 5x5. All right, good. All right, so let's jump into it. Hopefully, this is not going to be one of my long ones, but who knows at this point. But anyway, so homegrown homesteader. I was going to get into that, right? So obviously the bullshit's already starting. I mean, it's starting out there. I know that we are like New York. I mean, we're usually like a couple days behind. So I thought we were a couple days behind. But then I read an article at 8 o'clock or 8:12, sorry, that there was a small protest coming across the Brooklyn Bridge today in the rain. But it looked like there was only 50 to 60 people, so it was fairly small. Tomorrow, on the other hand, there might be more. There might be more of a presence. There might be a bigger protest if there is one. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's going to be a protest tomorrow. Tomorrow, because it's a nicer day. So with that, we have to, I'm going to wait and see how bad it's going to get. Now, I don't think it's going to get bad here. I think it's just going to be more screaming and yelling. I don't think there's going to be any looting and rioting. They're going to reserve that for the Chauvin judgment, if you will, to see where that goes. I think the Chauvin case, at this point, it can go either way. I mean, obviously, all court cases can go either way. But when you watch court cases and you watch them for a long period of time, you start saying to yourself, you're like, nah, he's toast, he's done. But right now, it seems to be right in the middle because so much facts on both sides are coming out. It's one of those cases where you're just like, shit, you're caught in a rock and a hard place, between a rock and a hard place, sorry. There's a couple of issues I'm going to talk about the Chauvin case a little later on that I am noticing something, and I want to know if they're doing it on purpose, just so that they can spark more emotion when the verdict comes out not in their favor. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So, you guys saw the title, right? Are more riots and looting and protests coming? Protesting, absolutely, right? So they had a demonstration or march last week. I want to say last Sunday. And it was for the Asians getting their asses handed to them here in the city, right? So they had a protest against violence or some shit like that. And, that was one demonstration. Of course, that went down peacefully. And, again, because they were demonstrating peace and love and all that bullshit, right? So, Victor Ramos, yes, I am in Harlem, right? So, with that, guys, the protesting obviously is going to pick up because of what just happened the other day, right? The kid getting shot in Minnesota, right? If I'm not mistaken, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, and that issue is a real. That's a real like borderline issue. I know a lot of people looking at it as clean cut. You know what? I mean, it's clear cut that the cop fucked up, but it's also one of those situations where you're like, well, the kid didn't run, he might still be alive. So it's one of those balancing acts, if you will, with a case like that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into these cases as much as I'm going to get into the outcome of these cases and what might it lead to. So as far as talking about the cases themselves, I would handle that on the Angry Truth channel, right? I wouldn't talk about that on here. Tonight is just a single night. I'm not doing a double header. Listen, I would do a double header if I was feeling up to it, or if by the end of this stream I feel up to it. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I'm not going to get into each case. I'm not going to get into whether or not they resisted arrest. I'm not getting into the fact. I'm not going to entertain anybody's views on whether you think the cops screwed up or not, I mean, listen, guys, it was cleared. It was clear the cops screwed up, but we're not going to get into that. All right. There's so many other factors that are involved in there, and this is what happens when you don't have. Listen, this is what happens when people are not used to high-speed situations or they're not trained to be in a high-speed situation. But like I said, not diving into it. So anyway, the kid gets shot. Protesting already broke out in Minnesota, in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. So they're already protesting and looting and rioting, or at least rioting. I don't know about looting. Pretty much looting and rioting goes hand in hand. But I'm not sure if they're looting, so I'm not going to say that. So, guys, again, it was an accidental shooting. It was already labeled an accidental shooting, but yet people are still rioting. So it's almost like they want the cop to be fucking thrown in jail today. And because they're not getting the outcome they want, they're going to start rioting, protesting, whatever you want to call it. Someone said yes to looting. And somebody asked me about a bag. Yes, I would still recommend buying that bag. Sorry that I got to you so late on that. All right, so Irish Rebel, man, thank you for the donation. So you also had the Army lieutenant in Richmond, Virginia, who was arrested. This was back in December. He was pepper sprayed, right? And this is going to also spark more civil unrest, if you will, because, again, it's a black guy and a cop. I think the cop is Spanish, right? According to his last name. But doesn't matter. It was a cop, right? So now, again, not going to talk about that case because, that's a rabbit hole that can open up a discussion that's better suited for the Angry Truth channel. Right? So anyway, now you have that incident going on, okay? So you have two incidents that just happened within, that one was released early this week, or late last week, sorry, the Army lieutenant, and the kid in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, was shot, and that's going to spark more hate. Now, the conspiracy theory side, by the way, guys, for those of you that are members, I am going to do rabbit hole videos, pretty much conspiracy theory videos, and I'm not going to be as like a conspiracy theory kook. We're going to go down what the facts we have and where things could lead. If that almost like wargaming, but not quite there. So I would rather call it more wargaming rabbit hole kind of shit. And so for those of you that are members, I'm absolutely going to start doing videos of that caliber and present it to you guys, and then we can have either A, live stream and talk about it, and B, a private premiere with that. Only because I have to offer you guys something, and I thought about it the other day, and I'm like, why not talk about where we see things going in a more wargaming conspiracy theory aspect. Patriot Ninja, right? Rabbit holes are exciting. So, right, and I like this. I want to play this out and see how it unfolds. So we're going to say it out loud, if that makes sense. So that's going to be starting next week. So again, for those of you that are members, you're going to be getting those videos only, and everything else is open on the Angryprepper channel or the Angry Truth channel, right? I might even start that on the Angry Truth channel. I'm not sure yet. I want to see how this goes on here first. So we got these two cases that just happened, or incidents that happened. People are upset. They're still seething, if you will, and they want to beat cops up just because they're fucking pissed off. All right. So now, last night, around 2 in the morning, I hear this dude yelling. And it's just, it's one of those, like, not so much yelling, he's talking loud. Keep in mind, it's 2 in the morning, so it does get pretty quiet here in the city. Squirrely Radio, man, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Right? So, with that, I lost my train of thought. Just like that, trying to read somebody else's, live chat. So, okay, sorry. So, I'm probably going to switch gears here. So, the rioting is going to start. We had two incidents that happened. People are pissed off. All right, that's what it was. Thank you for that, guys. The guy's yelling at the cops. So, he must have been yelling at the cops for probably half hour. 20 minutes to a half hour. He's yelling at them. He's standing outside of the car. They're sitting in the car. They're not getting out. They're not engaging him. They're sitting. Thank you, Patriot Sandwich Maker. They're sitting in the car, and there's another RMP behind the first RMP. Now, to paint the picture, the first RMP is parked in front of a shooting that happened 2 weeks ago. I think I spoke about it in my last video on things getting worse in the city, right? So, with that RMP is married to that scene. Now, the scene is investigated, it's done. But what they do is they put cops in certain corners that have high crime value, high shootings. And they put them there, and that's to discourage criminals, if you will. Doesn't work, but it's to discourage criminal. So this car's sitting there. Another RMP rolls up behind that one, making sure that this guy doesn't get crazy. So this guy's yelling at them for 20 minutes. And I'm trying to figure out why in the fuck, on a Sunday morning, or Monday morning, sorry, is he yelling at the cops for no apparent reason? I'm thinking, all right, he's drunk. So I stand out there for 5 minutes. I'm listening to the bullshit. Nothing's going on. So I'm like, fuck it. So I go back inside. Then I turn the news on. I go, that's why he was fucking yelling and screaming at the cops, because this kid got shot. Now, I heard about this kid getting shot. I paid no attention to it. But then, obviously, it's in front of you more. It's on Instagram. It's, on Facebook. It's everywhere. So, with that, it's snowballing. So it's starting to snowball into now a bigger thing, at least here in New York. Debadu, thank you for the donation. So, you got people who are pissed off at the cops, guys. They're just ready to fucking explode and blow up for any little reason right now. So now you got these two cases back to back. New York City is usually 2-3 days behind. So now I'm definitely waiting to see what happens tomorrow. So, for those of you that live near a city that's probably going to get rocked by what's going on, your choice right now is to stay home, right? Stay home. Don't go outside. It sucks, right? Because it's another restriction or lockdown. Not stay home, but stay out of the cities. I should have said that from the beginning. Stay out of the cities. Stay out of the big cities anyway. New York City, it's right now played by ear, right? You go in, you look at your Citizen app. You see in the Citizen app, it's going to tell you where there's protesting and rioting and crime. So you'll see that on the app, and it'll be like, oh, I'm not going to that fucking area, and then you go somewhere else, right? You could do that. Brenda Jacobs, thank you for the donation, right? So that's a better, what you call it right now, guys, is to stay out of the big cities. Stay out of big areas where looting and rioting is happening, or has happened, sorry. Matthew, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Bert Richardson, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Right? So, guys, it's almost like clockwork right now, where people are just like, all right, guys, it's April. Let's start some shit, and we can get some rioting going on through the spring and summer. So, spring and summer 2021, we're going to have some more rioting and looting, and I think we're going to have another situation happen on cue, so that more rioting and looting can happen. Right? So it's just insane how it's almost like a repeat of what happened last year. I don't know what else to say about that. Now, where are we? 14 minutes in. So, like I said, Brooklyn Center is rioting. Manhattan is protesting. I'm pretty sure the protest is over. I didn't see anything on Citizen app. I think it happened later in the day. You had 60 people dedicated to protesting in the rain. I think tomorrow we're going to have a little more. Just because the media is not going to make it better. The media is going to keep playing this kid's killing over and over again. I think the fact that the media is going to play the innocent angle of this kid, I think it plays a giant role, because we don't know everything. So because we don't know everything, the media is going to jump on the fucking on the bandwagon of let's incite some shit. Let's get people out there ripping shit apart so we can get our news crew out there and they can film. Right? So Ratch, or I guess I'm gonna go on a limb and say your name is Rachel P. DC is protesting too. All right. So protesting seems to be happening all over the place. And listen, guys, So right now, oh yeah, Native man, thank you, guys. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Uh, there seems to be a nice viewership tonight, so you might as well hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. We already had one person to hit the thumbs down like right out of the gates because he's a dick. Because that's all you are at that point. If you don't even like whatever, he's a dick. So, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever makes you happy. I know a lot of people don't like my conservative stance, if you will. Don't give a fuck. Eat a dick on that one too. Anyway, back to the problem, the subject. Guys, we are probably going to see some fucking more of this bullshit. We're probably going to see more cities burn down, more businesses burn down, get robbed and looted. As preppers, what do? We just keep out, like Prepper Now said a while ago, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel. Don't go to the cities blindly. Don't think that nothing's going to happen to you. You have to go into the city with caution at this point. You have to be very cautious as to where you're going and what you're doing. Now, obviously, if you need to go to the city, then you have to go. But you should be careful. I'm not saying for certain cities you should stay the fuck out of. Right? Certain areas, you should stay the hell out of. But certain cities like New York, where it's liberals and hipsters, they whatever. They're a non-threat. What are they throwing at you? Water bottles and fucking tofu, right? So it's not that dangerous. But nonetheless, you want to know what's going on before you get here. Listen, one of the things that's pissing me off right now is the Chauvin case, right? So the Chauvin case I think, is designing itself to lead to pissing people off if the outcome is not the outcome people are looking for. So if Chauvin is found not guilty, the country's going to burn, pretty much, right? What's going on, Tyrant? Tyrant Terminator, what's going on? So I say this because I'm watching the case here and there, not every day, obviously, because some of it's a snooze fest. But I'm watching it every day, not every day, every other day, and I'm looking at the highlights from both ends. So I'm looking at the highlights from, Newsmax, right? And then I'm looking at the highlights, let's say CNN and Fox News, sorry. And it just seems to be like the Daily News, which is a newspaper here in New York, and the CNN, they're only playing the highlights of the prosecutor. So the prosecutor is asking all these questions to cops that train Chauvin or his superiors, Chauvin's superiors, his lieutenant, a captain, whatever, or the chief. And they're all saying, well, we didn't train him to do this. We didn't do that. That's not how we do this. Then the defense comes in and starts asking the same questions. And now they are looking, I would say, they look like they start backpedaling on some of their answers, right? So now they're not playing those highlights. They're not playing it on Channel 7. They're not playing it on Channel 4, whatever your local news agency is. They're not watching, they're not playing it. And so now people are only watching the prosecution's highlights. So if they're watching the prosecution's highlights only and not the defense as well, or at least they're not showing the defense highlight, so they're only showing the prosecutor, people are sitting here going, Chauvin's going to jail because you know what? He belongs in jail, and because he did it. Look what his officer said. His officer said X, Y, and Z. Well, you didn't see what the defense said to the defense said to the same people that the prosecutor was interviewing or questioning, if you will. Apocalypse Survivor, Newsmax. If you think Newsmax is pure propaganda, I don't know what to tell you, because a lot of the shit that they do is pretty much in the middle, because they go on both sides. It's just not one side leaning. Whatever, man. But that's your opinion, so you can keep that shit to yourself, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so guys, they are designing this to blow up, right? They're designing this to turn into a nuclear bomb. Because if the defense sticks up for Chauvin or starts presenting evidence that makes this a questionable arrest or a questionable killing, if you will, now, thank you, Blue Vandal, cross-examination. Now you have a serious problem, because the media is not playing the other side of that coin, right? The media is only playing the prosecution side. So people are going to automatically get pissed off if this case turns out to be not guilty on the second-degree murder. But then he's guilty on something lesser. So if that happens, people are going to blow up, and people are not going to know why. They're not going to know why they're upset. They're not going to know why they're fucking trashing stores. They're only going to know that he didn't get second-degree murder because, the system. Meanwhile, they weren't watching the trial. They weren't paying attention to what the defense was saying and doing, how he was cross-examining the other officers and witnesses and things like that. So now you have that problem developing. And the media seems like they're playing into it very well, and people are playing into the media very well. I'm listening to both sides. I watch both sides of the aisle, if you will. I listen to the left, I listen to the right, and I listen to the middle. And I'm listening to all of this. I'm watching the trial myself, here and there, like I said, and I'm coming up with my own conclusion that this could go in a direction people don't want it to go, which means he could be found not guilty on second degree, just based on a lot of the shit that was being found. Now, I don't want to go too far into the case. Again, that's better suited for the Angry Truth channel. That's for another day. But it looks like that can spark an all-out American burn to the ground rioting. Right? So, with that, guys, it's definitely not looking good on that front with that case, if you will. It's just, I don't see it going in the direction people want it to go in. Therefore, that's going to lead to more looting and rioting. You know what's going to also lead to? Not just the looting and rioting, it's going to be more killings, right? How many people died? David, thank you for the donation. How many people died? And thank you for your service, David. How many people died during the protesting and rioting? Or rather, the looting and rioting. Sorry, right? So something like 40-something people died. Right. So anyway, and in the hindsight, that's not a lot, but it's enough. So 40 people died in that, and I think if this goes sideways, this is going to blow up in every city in America, every major city in America. A lot of you people with small towns, you ain't got shit to worry about. It's not going to touch you. A lot of you guys have your towns in check, or just know, you guys pretty much know everyone. So it's, again, you guys have it in check. Jay Morris, as far as Bill Gates doing the whole dimming of the sun, he's actually backing it. So that's not his idea. The idea came from these three fucking morons. They need a baseball bat to the back of the head. He's backing the idea. And again, that's a dangerous idea because I've seen it in the fucking movies and it doesn't work out. As far as dimming of the sun goes, that's a very, very, very dangerous thing for us, for all of us, for everything on this planet. It's extremely dangerous. Somehow they think that they can handle it. When scientists think that they can beat God or nature, that's when all hell breaks loose and shit goes bad. But I shall talk about that on another live stream, because I think that would work on the Prepper channel, not the Angry Truth, because dimming of the sun means we're going to be dipping into our preps if they actually dim the sun, right? Yes, it's like a nuclear winter. Exactly. Right, so... thank you, Deanne. It would put us in an ice age. It could possibly put us into a full-blown ice age. Not even like a partial, full-blown. Yeah, Prepper One or something like that. Jay Morris, thank you for the donation. Yeah, a low dim light bulb in there. They're going to filter out the sky, if you will. They're going to put like a film in the stratosphere, I think, that's going to dim the planet so that the heat level drops. Okay, listen. I've seen this in a movie. It didn't fucking work in Terminator, and it didn't work in Matrix. All right, so let's just go right there. Right, so it's insane. It's insane thinking. But anyway, guys, listen. There was another incident I wanted to talk about that I thought was going to lead to some kind of looting. I can't even remember it right now, but it was a vague memory of something that just happened too, along with these two incidents. And guys, I mean, where do we actually go from here, right? Where do we go with that? It's just going to be another shit show. So, if there is any rioting, any looting here in New York City, obviously I'm going to be out there training again. I'm charging all my shit for tomorrow just in case. If I see any kind of protest, the protesting guys will be on the Angry Truth channel. The looting and rioting will be on the Angryprepper channel. Apocalypse Survivor, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to be out there. I'm hoping nothing happens. I mean, listen, one side of me likes that adrenaline rush. Do not get me wrong. I like the adrenaline rush. I like bottles and shit whizzing past my head. It's fun. But Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation. But I hope nothing happens. It's some people will be like, well, that's great content. Yeah, but it's great content while you watch other people's shit get destroyed. It is not fun. It's not fun watching other people's shit get demolished. It's not fun watching somebody who had their life savings together and fucking it all went to shit, you know? Tennessee. Southern Bell Teacher, which one was Tennessee? Oh, the shooting, thank you, that just happened in Tennessee. Thank you for that. So, right, apparently there was a school shooting in Knoxville, Tennessee that just happened a few hours ago. And listen, guys, again, part of the rabbit hole videos and live streams I'm going to start doing, if you for the members. One thing I'm going to talk about is it's interesting how Biden comes into office. Back in January, I said this guy's going to come into office, and how is he going to get the guns? We're all of a sudden going to have more mass shootings, right? All of a sudden, we're going to have more mass shootings. And now, what do we have? More mass shootings to go after the guns. It's not a rocket science, guys, to see that there's something up. Could it be a coincidence? That'd be one hell of a coincidence if you ask me. East Tennessee Preparing, thank you for the donation. Prepping for Life, what's going on, man? Yeah, Prepping for Life. How do you loot? I don't know. Listen, I watched shit get taken out of the stores during the last looting and rioting bullshit. And I sat there thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, listen. You're stealing from somebody else's shit. And I get stealing because that's what criminals do. But some of these kids that were out there were kids that would have never have done this shit had this not happened. They would have never thought of robbing a store or pushing through or whatever it is. But Grant, thank you for the donation. Angryprepper, do you? Grand Scheme, do me a favor, please email me that question. Guys, if you have questions where you want advice on something, email me at angryprepper@gmail.com, because then I can come out with I can better answer a question like that as far as books go. I can't off the top of my head. But guys, it's the Tennessee situation. It looks like there are going to be more of them. Clearly now, right? He's talking about taking guns away, talking about no amendment in the Constitution's absolute. To me, guys, that sounds like war. I mean, it sounds like it sounds like a treasonous act is about to be committed. Now, as for preppers, where does gun regulations go? Well, if he drops the hammer, there's going to be a lot of fucking infighting. A lot. And I hope he gets to understand that. Dawn Marie. False flags, yes. So, I don't know. I mean, the false flag thing, there's one part of me that believes in it, another part of me that doesn't, only because there's certain things that happen. They're, again, part of the rabbit hole talk. There's something else that I believe is going on, but again, it's no proof. It's just me spitballing off the top of my head or thinking out loud. Conspiracy theories, so I don't want to get into that on here. Again, the whole members thing, that I will get into it on there, and then I'll clarify it a lot better. Because giving you these fucking one word answers and trying not to answer it sucks. Yes, the Great Reset is in motion. That's for sure. If no one's not paying attention, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, Random Gene. So anyway, the guy who was yelling outside, he just went home. So 20 minutes later, right after he was yelling at them, he just went home. He didn't hit the car. He didn't smash it. He didn't do anything. He didn't spit at them. He just walked away. So, that was sort of like an anticlimactic moment because I was like, I'm standing outside praying that they got out of the car and started tossing them around, but they didn't. Right? So he went home unscathed. And that's the thing right now. Cops are so. I think I told you this in my last live stream. 155th Street, there was a small protest going on, and they were disrespecting the shit out of these two cops. So this guy last night, or this morning, if you will, was doing the same thing, except for he was by himself, and the cops did nothing. They didn't get out of the car. They didn't. They weren't talking shit to him. They just stayed in the car. I mean, they might have been answering him back. I couldn't tell because they were sitting in the car, but I thought, okay, this is interesting. They're not going to engage. The cops in the RMP behind them, they sat in the car. They didn't do anything either. So I thought that was pretty cool. Prepper 101. Yeah, I should do that, right? Freeloader. Imagine that. Upgrade a membership to Freeloader. Freeloader paying for being a freeloader. That makes sense. But anyway, so, guys, the disrespect for cops is going to, it's going to, it's going to explode now. It's going to get out of control. I understood now why this guy was yelling at the cop because of what happened in Minnesota, right? Again, I think people are fake angry. They're absolutely, and fake angry is people who are being upset over something that has nothing to do with them just because they want a reason to yell at the cops. Right? There are so many other people you could be yelling at right now. You could be yelling at politicians. Beverly, thank you for the donation. You could be yelling at politicians for fucking your community, not giving your community the right help, right? Not standing by the community, putting you guys in a predicament every year, day in and day out. Every politician that walks through the door that says they're going to help you and uplift your community and does dick. Why not yell at them? But people are yelling at the cops like the cops are the reason why they're in this predicament. Now, personally, people are in their own predicament. I get it, right? You go to somebody's home and it looks like shit. You're like, why the fuck does your apartment look like shit? The cops didn't do that, right? The politicians didn't do that. The white man didn't do that. You did that shit. That's a different subject, those fucking pigs, right? But now you want to sit here and yell at a cop for some shit you're really not angry about. Maybe you're angry at your life. Maybe you're angry because you're a sad fucking dude working at McDonald's at fucking 56 years old, flipping fucking burgers, right? When you know you should be doing something better. But instead you're taking that anger and you're misplacing it or displacing it, if you will, right? So it's just fake angry. You got these white liberals here in New York City who are fucking yelling at other white folks for not participating in the kneeling or the BLM bullshit or whatever the fuck it is. You got white people telling me I'm an Uncle Tom because I don't agree with their fucking, all of a sudden they were woke by whatever woke them up, And now they're like, well, you're an Uncle Tom because you don't agree with us. I'll be an Uncle Tom. I'll even tap dance if you want. I'm probably a horrible tap dancer, by the way. But you're not going to sit there and tell me what I am and what I'm not. You're not going to sit there and tell me you, Mr. fucking high society, living in some fucking, nice neighborhood your whole life, you're going to tell me that I should be mad because you're telling me I should be mad. Because you misunderstood the whole bullshit. Kayla, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So guys, it's again, the whole fake angry shit, the fucking people looking for a reason to rip a store apart. I just think Northern Girl says, please don't tap dance, and then Native's like, save the tap dance for the members. Yeah, hipsters are doomed. You listen, guys, the whole woke shit, again, that's something different I can get into on the Angry Truth channel, because it's not prepping related. I'm trying to keep this prepping related as much as possible, but it's hard. It's hard because it snowballs into one thing and the next. But I'm trying to stay focused for now. Even my wife hates hipsters, guys. All right, so my wife is on here. For those of you that don't know, Angelique C is my wife. So she hates hipsters too. I think she's starting to adopt more of my my dislike for pansy men, right? So whatever. Listen, guys, I think that people are always going to look for a reason to be upset, and I don't get it. I really don't fucking understand it. It's strange. It's strange that people are being pissed off like that. It's strange that people are telling me that I have to be mad at a situation, and I'm looking at the same situation. I'm like, I don't even care, you know. But that's what people tell me, and it's insane because it's a white person telling me I have to be upset at something. I'm like, isn't that exactly what, you know, black people are upset about? White people telling them shit, and here you are telling me I have to be upset at white people who are not treating me right. It's weird. It's like being it's a paradox. It's what it is. It's just being in a weird fucking another dimension. It's the strangest thing in the world, guys. So, it's, you know, like, it's New York City, so it's fucking weird. And California's got to be just as bad. It's got to be. Marsha, thank you for the donation. And Careful is my middle name. So, obviously, if I go out there, I'm going to be a little more cautious this time around. I think the intensity level is going to be up a little higher this time around if the rioting and the looting starts again. If I go out there in the world, you know, in the rioting world, if you will, I think it's going to be more intense. I think there's going to be a lot more shit that's going to go down. And again, it might be some shit that goes down. I might have to get involved in. I mean, I'd like to be impartial and document what's going on, but how do I do that if I see a cop being attacked, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where to, how I would navigate that. I mean, obviously, if someone's in danger, it doesn't matter if it's a cop or well, if it's a liberal, I might let them get their ass handed to them. But if it's a bystander, I'm jumping in, right? If it's a cop, I'm going to jump in to the best of my my abilities. I'm not saying I'm going to take on a fucking crowd of 6 dudes, but I'm going to try something, you know? Yes, Patriot ninjas. Hipsters can eat a dick. You know the worst thing about hipsters is that they think they're cool. They're like these self-proclaimed cool dudes. You know, they're like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. My man bun. Oh shit. You know, I eat tofu and I break dance. I'm like, and they call themselves cool. I'm like, who does that, right? Who says, I'm cool. This is me, and I want to be part of the cool club. It's like, fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know, it really is. It's insane. When you listen to hipsters talk, guys, it's the weirdest thing in the world. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But again, that's what happens when you're fucking stuck in New York City. It's just a fucking strange world. Oh shit! All right, give me 2 seconds, guys. An amateur move. I forgot to plug the computer in. So I'm looking at the battery, and I'm like, why is the battery... Oh, shit. You know, so... But, listen, guys, it's... Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Now, I should be talking about this on the Angry Truth channel, but while I'm on the subject real quick, I typed in civil unrest so that I can look up for an image. So the image you guys saw at the beginning, right? Native devout, right? A top notch is fine if you are a samurai, but if you're not, or not a part of the Japanese community, you know, it's still a man bun. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Can't believe I forgot to plug this in. Oh, that's better. Jay Morris, yes, hoses are actually awesome. I've watched a couple of people get hit by hoses. It's Oh wait, so Native, yeah, there's a difference between a man bun and like whatever, you know, I guess like Native Americans and other people like, you know, ponytails. There is a difference because these guys are doing it to be cool, and it's not. It's again, it's a weird thing. You got to talk to a hipster. That's the best I can do for you. Talk to a hipster, and you'll understand. They wear their man buns because they just think it's like, oh, because one guy, he said this. It was one dude. So I'm going off of one hipster. He said the whole like the man bun, the ponytail thing is because I'm comfortable in my femininity. And I was like, I don't think Vikings grew their hair long and thought of, their ponytails or their man bun as femininity. It was just like it was a masculine thing. But leave it to hipsters to make it feminine. Hopefully I cleaned it up a little bit. Whatever. Anyway, Sean, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Man bun and a Tesla. You know what, guys? I don't like Teslas. I'm not a big fan of it. They look nice. They're nice looking cars, but I don't. Yeah, native. They are. They're pretty horrible. Some of them can be horrible. Some of them are cool or can be cool. Believe it or not, they're hipsters that vote for fucking Trump. They're hipsters that are conservatives, right? So it's just that they're like beatniks, if you know what that is. Like people who just want to be cool and in, they want to have friends, so they dress like robots. If you look up hipsters, there's a scale of different hipsters and what year, and depending on what year you're in, that's how you dress. It's fucking insane. I'm looking at this chart. I'm like, what the fuck is that and why? Right? So people have a chart on how to dress. I put whatever the fuck I feel comfortable in on, and I'm done for the day. I have winter shorts I wear all year round. I don't sit there and go, what is the cool uniform of the day? I don't give a fuck, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure making fun of people with man buns is racist. I'm pretty sure you nailed that one. Thank you. It would be fun to see you driving the Yaris. I can't, Northern Girl, I can't even fit in the Yaris. So there you go. That nips that in the bud. So, guys, I'm sorry. Back to the civil unrest. I typed in civil unrest in on Google. And looking for the image, I couldn't fucking believe what the hell I was seeing. Not that I couldn't believe it. I think I was annoyed. So as I'm scrolling through pictures to look for the thumbnail for this, it was nothing. It was all civil unrest, guys. So if you type in civil unrest, all I saw was, Diane, thank you for the donation. All I saw was the Capitol attack. That's it. The Capitol attack. It had to be a couple of 100 pictures before I got to a picture that broke that chain and was showing something else in another country. But the civil unrest, when I typed that in, it was connected to the Capitol event in January. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, not the rioting and shit that happened all last spring and summer. No, the one-day event in January. That's all you saw. So, you guys can do this yourselves. You could type in Capitol and you'll be like, what the hell is going on? It's just, that's all it is. The Capitol event, So, Remy, right now, as far as rioting goes, someone said they were rioting in a couple states, but they're protesting in a lot of the states. They're protesting in a lot of states. I don't know how many states are actually looting and rioting yet. I know that they were starting their shit in Brooklyn Center in Minnesota, but it's not spread out yet. We have to see what happens. I did like the police chief of Brooklyn, Minnesota. He made it, dude. He said he was simple. He's like, we cannot jump to conclusions. We have to investigate this, right? He didn't sit there and say the cop was wrong out of the gates. He didn't sit there and say she's going to be fired immediately. He said we have to investigate this, right? So, Rip Curl, exactly. Not the Chaz, right? Not the Portland. None of that bullshit that's going on. No, the Capitol event of one day. No, I thought that was pretty interesting, and just annoyed. I was annoyed by it. That's all it was. Hudson Valley, what's going on? Oh, guys. So anyway, cool live stream switching to the iPad. I wish I had my iPad. I lost my iPad a couple months ago. Well, probably 2 months ago now, because I just misplaced it. But iPads are pretty cool. You need to search Peaceful Protest to see last year's shit show. T. Kelly, thank you for that. I'm definitely going to do that when we get off. I'm going to type in it. But guys, all right, so listen. This is where we're at. Looks like we're repeating what happened last year. Eric, what's going on? And we are undoubtedly going to head towards some kind of protesting. So again, keep your head on a swivel. Ladies, keep the mace nearby. Scrappy Cat, can you do me a favor and email me the 13 cities, unless all I have to do is look it up? The 13 cities planned for BLM protesting. If you could, if you don't mind emailing me that list or the link or wherever you found it, that'd be cool. Maybe I can get out there early tomorrow. So, ladies, keep the pepper spray, the taser, keep it close. Guys, monitor what's going on. If you have a Bofang radio, try to open it to your local police channel if you have it dialed in to do so. If you don't, then you're not going to be able to hear shit. They do have certain apps where you can listen to police scanners, but they don't work a lot of the times because sometimes the PD will turn off their, there's a term, but they turn it off so that no one can hear it, right? It's almost like radio silence. What's going on, Roman Prepper? So all you guys have to do right now, and also pay attention to what's going on in the Chauvin case, and pay attention to what's going on with the Minnesota Brooklyn Center. Pay attention to those two right now, right? So based on what's going to happen there or what's happening there, it's going to dictate what happens everywhere else. So you have to be very informed. We can no longer just walk through life saying, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care what happens. It's not my problem. I don't care. And then you end up in the situation. Then you're like, fuck, how did I end up here? Well, you ended up here because you weren't paying the fucking attention. So now you have to pay attention. Okie Rebel, thank you for that. All right, cool. That, I'm not driving out to Minnesota, but that's good to know. Maybe we could watch it on somebody's Twitter page or some shit, right? But Prepper now. Exactly. So anyway, guys, this is where we're going. We're going towards another season of looting and rioting. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to another season of peaceful protesting. It's probably going to be extreme peaceful protesting. Because fucking why not, right? Why not give the people the better the better title, right? The Capitol event was a one-day event, and that was it. Everybody's an insurrectionist who was there. You can burn the city down, loot, kill a fucking innocent cop who's guarding a store. You're a hero, and you're protesting, and you were a voice that wanted to be heard and seen by the world, right? So those guys can kiss a dick. Sheila, thank you for the donation. All right, so this is where we are. We're calling protesters looting and rioting. Actually, we're calling looting and rioters peaceful protesters. We're calling the Capitol event a civil unrest, an attack on America. Keep in mind, people were attacking America for the last fucking, 4 or 5 months, right? Yeah, pretty much, guys. People are like, oh, you want to loot today? Yeah, man, let's loot today. All right, high five. And then they go in the fucking looting spree. Okay, so thank you for that, Ma Berry. See if I can put this on the screen. On Twitter, BLM protest announced Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, Seattle, NYC. All right, I might get lucky tomorrow. Roger that. All right, so that's the list so far, guys, of what's going down where. I'm pretty sure that's for tomorrow. All right, so Fort Lee, New Jersey. What? Fort Lee. So Fort Lee, New Jersey, guys, is right across the river. And Fort Lee, New Jersey is a heavy Korean neighborhood. It's so Korean that not all the signs, a lot of the signs are in Korean with no English translation. And I don't see why they would be protesting. They're peaceful people. That's not their thing. But maybe I missed the notification. I don't know, man. Maybe I wasn't part of that club. But listen, guys. Again, you saw the list. Keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you know what's going on, guys. That's the most we can do right now, is be informed as to what is going on, because you can end up in the middle of a shitstorm just like that. You blink your eye and you're in the middle, right? So, oh, Dusty Dad. Hey, Dusty, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm pretty sure you were on here for a while, but I just saw someone mention you. Sorry that I didn't keep up today with a lot of you guys. I'm beyond tired, and whatever. And I'm getting old. This getting old shit, guys, is getting old. I don't like it, and it's only gonna get worse. So let's see. Anything else to talk about? Nope. I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, please ask them now within the next 2 minutes, or I'm going to end this early. I don't want to drag this shit out if I don't have to. Southwest Native, exactly. Be prepared and be aware and be prepared. Absolutely. Because, I mean, that's all we got right now, guys. Prepper 101, right. Growing up is a trap. Yeah, it is. Who's on live tonight? Yeah, is anybody else live tonight that I should know about to pass on to pass everyone else over? A lot of people are not doing as many lives as they used to anymore. I'm noticing that now. There used to be like a live every night. Now it's like one here, one there. Like I said, I do it whenever the wind blows. If I feel in the mood, I'll do a live stream. If not, I won't. Brian, if I'm going live, if it happens here in New York City, or hell, if it even happens in Newark, I wouldn't mind driving out there. I would do a live either out there or here, right? So wherever the wind takes me, that's where I'm going, or wherever the most looting is going on. That's where I am. So I'm pretty much tomorrow. I'm pretty much tomorrow going to be on standby and wait to see what's going to go on and go down. Donna, thank you for the donation. I'm going to have the radio, the scanner on, listening to see what's up, and if it goes down, I'm out there, and if not, I'm keeping my ass home. Fuck it. Carl, yeah, situational awareness. Yeah. Hudson Valley, NY Preppers live now. Let me get a notification. Dude, these notifications suck, by the way. I know what you guys mean. Yeah, I didn't get that. But if he is... Sheila, the Angry Truth. Yes. All right, guys. So, NY Prepper is live now. So I'm definitely not going to do a live stream on the Angry Truth channel. Sorry. Drew a fucking huge blank. Yeah, I'm not gonna step over him like that. Though, listen, guys, and this is for everyone who's watching and every creator's watching. If you happen to be doing a live stream and I pop one on, do not get offended by it. That's just how I roll. I try to do them when I'm off, right? So if I'm off, like tonight, I did a live stream last minute. I'm gonna try to plan it out better, but that's what it is. I don't want anybody to get offended and be like, oh my God, he's doing this on purpose. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. I'm not doing it on purpose. I just do it when I can. It's, it's just how I am too. So guys, with that, guys, good night. I am going to do the I'll probably do the Angry Truth tomorrow at 10. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Hopefully. If the shit goes down tomorrow, then I'll be outside. I'll be outdoors filming whatever might be going on. All right? So, if nothing's going on, I'm home. I will be doing a live stream on the Angry Truth channel, and then we're going to get into the cases of the Army Lieutenant in Richmond, the Minnesota Brooklyn Center, what's his name, Dwayne Wright. We're going to get into those cases. We're going to dive a little more into them as to why those happened, why they happened, and where things could have not went sideways or off the rails, if you will. Dangerous Freedom, what's going on? So, I didn't realize you were in here until I saw your name a couple times. So, we're going to dive more into that, and then we're going to dive more into the political split that's just driving America further and further apart. All right, guys, so again, NY Prepper, he's on now. He's probably talking about the whole Ukraine-Russian thing, which, guys, NY Prepper has great Prepper has great info on the whole Russian-Ukraine situation. He's been nailing it so far. So you should head over to his channel and take a gander if he is talking about that. If not, you can watch a lot of his videos where they talk about it as well. All right, guys. So good night, and thank you for watching.